Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to Khris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and join today. Today, you guys, I got another video, or another reaction video. Today, it's called 10 Brutal Real Contact Strikes within the WWE. So, we're going to see some real, I'm going to do a real one this time. The next video I'm going to do is going to be all the fake contacts versus the all real contacts that WWE does. So further than do, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you are subscribed, scroll down, look to the left where it says subscribe, no, on the right side, excuse me, and click on that bell and click all. Same thing for you guys, the one that haven't subscribed. Welcome to Khris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Let's jump into this video right now.
Now, the majority of traditional wrestling strikes aren't supposed to make full contact with the body. However, sometimes wrestlers can be stiff when performing certain strikes, and more often than not, this results in some sort of immediate injury or laceration. What are you looking for? Although this style of wrestling, often cited as strong style, is popular in Japan, in WWE, only a select few superstars seem to pride themselves on being rather
getting hit like that, you guys, for real. And this video is by WrestleMania as well. Shout out to him.
Extremely physical in-ring styles, and sometimes they can be extra stiff when performing
like
basic strikes such as kicks and punches. But when was full contact made? Well, join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 of the most brutal real contact strikes in WWE history.
Here we go.
Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling
Same thing
videos,
with my channel. Do it to him as well if you have not already. Here you go. I like this. Can't get enough of that beat.
Number 10, Sheamus' brutal bro kick to Riddle at WrestleMania 37.
Oh wow.
Now, as we mentioned earlier,
that was real.
Sheamus has obtained a reputation for being one of the stiffest workers of all time. One of the more recent examples of this is his US title match at WrestleMania 37 against Matt Riddle. The finish of the match involved Riddle going for a moonsault.
Oh, we remember that, you guys.
By hitting Riddle with a bro kick in midair. It looked absolutely devastating, and following the match, the camera zoomed in on Riddle, who had blood all on his face, making it quite clear that Sheamus had made full-blown contact. Number 9, Shamrock vs. Vader. When Ken Shamrock and Vader collided at In Your House, A Cold Day in Hell in 1997, fans expected one of the most physical matches in WWE.
You guys, when Ken Shamrock and Vader fought, you guys, I was probably like 1 year old because I was born in 96, you guys. So you already know how old I am. And I already told you guys before, subscribe to this guy right here to you guys, Kicking It with Ross. Shout out to him as well. But yeah, you guys, Ken Shamrock and Vader, two great professional wrestlers, especially Ken Shamrock, you know, being who he is today. But you guys, like I said, I was only like 1 year old, but you know, let's go ahead and continue to watch it though.
WWE history, and that's what they got. Now, this was Shamrock's in-ring pay-per-view debut, and he would later admit that he wasn't too sure how to work a safe WWE match, as he had just come off a UFC career. This meant that from the very start, Shamrock was extremely stiff in the match and was hitting Vader with real punches left and right. At one point in the match, Shamrock punched Vader so hard that he actually broke Vader's nose. It wasn't too long before Vader retorted back with a stiff lariat, which nearly knocked Shamrock right out. The match was really brutal to watch, and it was very rare to see a match that...
See, that's what some people in WWE, you guys, have to understand. If you've been in like the MMA or UFC or, you know, like, what's his name, Floyd Money Mayweather, you're so used to doing MMA moves, hitting people for real, and, you know, like that, you come from one world where it's actually like real hitting. And so you guys... Ken Shamrock didn't know nothing but to hit for real. When he sees it on, you know, if he probably seen it, and then he think they hit for real, so he ended up trying to hit out, you know, hit Vader.
Physical during that time period. Number 8, Brock Lesnar punches Braun Strowman in the head.
Take a look at this right hand from Lesnar. And
shit!
Now, getting on the wrong side of our former UFC heavyweight champion is never a good idea. Braun Strowman found this out the hard way in January of 2018. At the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Lesnar and Braun would compete in a triple threat match alongside WWE Hall of Famer Kane. And during the match, Braun would hit Lesnar with a stiff knee, and Lesnar didn't take too kindly to this, so he responded to Braun by telling him to However, it wasn't just words Lesnar used. Lesnar proceeded to legitimately punch Braun right in the head to knock some sense into him. According to Braun himself, Lesnar was cool with him once they got backstage, and Braun even admitted he just got carried away in the moment. Number 7, Chris Jericho teaches Shane McMahon a lesson at Survivor Series 2016. A Survivor Series 2016 featured one of the most acclaimed traditional Survivor Series matches of all time. WWE would revert back to the popular Raw vs. SmackDown format, as the Raw team consisted of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Chris Jericho, and Kevin Owens. They took on the SmackDown team consisting of AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Shane McMahon. Now, although the match was truly great, there was a notable spot, as when Shane and Jericho were wrestling, it appeared...
Have you guys noticed something about that? Look at this picture here. If this thing would go back, why do they have James Ellsworth in here? It's a 5-on-5. What did WWE? What did WWE do? Did they make a mistake and put him on there? Because it doesn't supposed to be this guy right here. It's just supposed to be these guys in the crop. What is James Ellsworth doing on the picture? This is 5-on-5, not I don't know what in 5. You guys, I think WWE actually messed up that little poster thing there by putting James Ellsworth in there. But or maybe if it wasn't WWE, maybe it's a. I'm gonna have to find that photograph and check it out for myself and to see that they put James Ellsworth on the thing, or this was something that Russell Lamia created. But it's all good though. But shouldn't have James Ellsworth on it. Even if WWE probably did this. But you got, this is backwards right here. You got, like, look at Roman Reigns was the U.S. champion. Kevin Owens was the WWE champion. Well, no, the Raw Universal champion or something like that. Man, if that would have happened today, that would be so funny to have Roman as the United States champion. It would be so pathetic.
Team consisting of AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, and Shane McMahon. Although the match was truly great, there was a notable spot, as when Shane and Jericho were wrestling, it appeared as if Shane was legitimately punching Jericho in the face. Fans could gradually see Jericho getting more and more frustrated, so much so that Jericho responded by giving Shane a dropkick right into his face. During an appearance on From the Top Rope, Jericho would discuss the incident with Shane. He revealed that Shane punched him multiple times in the face, and he had to tell him to calm down as he was getting far too carried away. Number 6, Sheamus kicks Jeff Hardy's tooth out. Sheamus makes yet another appearance in this list, but this time he actually managed to injure a WWE
you guys
legend
definitely
in the process.
remember that.
At the 2017 Payback pay-per-view, the duo of Sheamus and Cesaro took on the Hardy Boys. During the match, Sheamus would kick Jeff Hardy in the face so hard that Hardy's tooth would actually fall out.
Goodness.
This was an obvious accident and just a simple case of Sheamus getting carried away. Immediately following the kick, Sheamus would check on Hardy to make sure he was okay, and luckily, Hardy was able to finish the match. Number 5, Chris Jericho punches Shawn Michaels' wife.
You guys, I think that same thing happened with Asuka. Remember, you guys, when it was Nia Jax and Asuka, they were wrestling, and Nia Jax had kicked Asuka's tooth out, and you guys, Nia Jax actually brought it up and admit that she kicked out Asuka's tooth, and Asuka, I think she was out maybe like a month or two. Then she ended up coming back, and they started talking about her tooth. Was it Nia Jax, you guys, or was it Shayna Baszler? I think it was Shayna Baszler, but I'm leaning more to Nia Jax. I can't really remember. So next one, you got Chris Jericho punches Shawn Michaels' wife. Oh, shit.
Wife in the face. The feud between Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho reached its boiling point in the summer of 2008. WWE would run an angle which saw HBK come to the ring alongside his wife Rebecca at the SummerSlam pay-per-view to officially announce his retirement from in-ring competition. HBK would be forced to retire in the storyline due to the amount of injuries he had suffered during his career. Jericho would interrupt and demand that HBK tell the fans that Jericho was the reason he was retiring. After a verbal interaction, Jericho went to punch HBK in the face. However, HBK ducked and Jericho hit HBK's wife right in the face. Unfortunately, Jericho actually made full-blown contact with Rebecca's face with a legitimate punch. Amazingly, Rebecca wasn't even injured as a result of the punch. Number 4, Brock Lesnar's stiff elbow. When Brock Lesnar returned to the WWE in 2012,
I remember this one, you guys.
He was a different animal in comparison to the Lesnar that was in WWE between 2002 and 2004. Lesnar was now a legitimate pro fighter who had become one of UFC's most successful fighters of all time. Lesnar's style in WWE would be completely reinvented to match his fighting persona.
So good,
this had been a move which had received mixed reviews from fans.
Now this right here, you guys, like Adam Pearce got beat up by Brock Lesnar like what, 2 weeks ago? Now imagine what more Brock Lesnar could do to Adam Pearce than what we've seen right here, where Triple H was, Triple H was a COO, and going at it with Brock Lesnar.
During Lesnar's first match back with John Cena in 2012,
fans were shocked just
how stiff Lesnar was being. Lesnar was throwing legitimate punches and elbows at Cena, so much so that Cena was busted open in the match. Fast forward to SummerSlam in 2016, where the finish of the match involved Lesnar hitting an elbow on Randy Orton, which busted him open. This was a planned spot, but the elbow was 100% legitimate. This was the elbow which infamously caused Chris Jericho to confront Lesnar backstage, as he believed that Lesnar had legitimately shot on Orton to close the match. This spot would once again be repeated in the main event of WrestleMania 34. Number 3, Shayna Baszler kicks Asuka's tooth
This
out.
The one I'm talking about, you guys.
Early 2021.
Here's the one,
which would take place between Asuka and Charlotte.
So what Shayna Baszler did, okay.
And Shayna Baszler would end in a disaster when Shayna walked up to Asuka to kick her.
Here we go.
To break a submission. But the issue is that Shayna accidentally kicked Asuka right in the face, knocking out her tooth in the process. As well as losing a tooth, Asuka would sadly suffer a concussion, which kept her out of action for an extended period. Number 2, Nia Jax punches Becky Lynch.
In the face from Nia Jax. It changed my career forever.
Nia Jax over the past few years has attained a reputation for being rather unsafe in the ring. This all started on a...
You guys, I wonder if that's why WWE released Nia Jax, because she was like a liability risk with every WWE superstar, and it was like every time Nia's in the match, she really wants to really throw you, no matter if she's trying to play around or what. But she was like really hitting people, because that time, when was it? Maybe like 2 months ago, where Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair, they actually got into a real fight. And Nia Jax pushed Charlotte Flair in the face, and then they just started really fighting, you guys, and it was actually true. Hopefully, it's in this last part of this video here.
A particular episode of Raw in 2016, which saw the SmackDown locker room invade Raw to build up to the Survivor Series. In one particular segment on the show, Nia will legitimately punch SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch in the face, breaking her nose in the process. Nia actually punched Becky so hard that she also suffered a concussion. This resulted in Becky being pulled from her scheduled match with Ronda Rousey, which was set to be the biggest match of her career. And number 1, Seth Rollins breaks John Cena's nose. One of the top matches on the SummerSlam match card in 2015 was a winner-takes-all match between Seth Rollins and John Cena. Although the match was without a doubt the best match on the show, the build-up to the match was what people talked about, as Cena and Rollins would square off one-on-one on Raw, and during the match, Rollins managed to break Cena's nose by kneeing him straight in the face. This put the SummerSlam match in jeopardy, as WWE weren't sure if Cena would be healthy enough to wrestle the match. Rollins breaking Cena's nose was met with heavy criticism from WWE legends such as Bret Hart, who believed that Rollins was unsafe in the ring, and he was incredibly reckless to break Cena's nose. Nevertheless, Cena managed to recover in time for SummerSlam, and Rollins would end up winning the match, securing both the WWE and US titles in the process. Well, there you have it, folks. 10 of the most brutal real contact strikes in WWE history. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
I tell you guys that that was just brutal. All of that was just brutal, you guys. Just imagine actually wrestling and you have to try to fake everything, but then again, you guys, you get actually like hit, you get like accidentally sometimes doing stiff moves, kicks, punches, elbows, foot stomps, and everything. Remember how? Just imagine getting stumped like that for real, like when Stone Cold used to stump you out in the middle, in the corner. You know how he always said, "I'm gonna stump a mud hole in you and walk it dry," and stuff like that. So just imagine that, you guys. But then again, that's some brutal shots. That WWE, had. It was the top 10 ones that they had. But you guys, that is it for this video. Let me know which one was the brutal one to you. Put it down below in the comment box, and I will check them out, and I will reply to you guys. So definitely reply down low. Thank you guys so much for watching Chris Wrestling Views and the reaction video here on YouTube.com, and I will see you guys in the